All right. Aloha team, shifters, friends from across the universe. This is Brendan, and this is just going to be a video with a quick live feature added to it to be able to interact with you guys, but also to be able to, as quickly and efficiently as possible, be able to deliver you guys some updates related to the very exciting and ever-unfolding ParadigmShiftCentral.com project. So, as per usual, I'm gonna just let people join in on this, and we'll just be able to let the conversation go. It's kind of filming this in the middle of the afternoon, but essentially I just wanted to give you guys some little behind the scenes to be able to show you guys a little of the magic that's been going on with the Paradigm Shift Central project. For those of you who've been keeping in the loop, you know that right now we're kind of in a different phase than other phases that we've been in. A lot of times within the project, we're really focusing on the ongoing live broadcasts and the regular creation of new media and everything. For the past literally over a month now, a big part of the focus has been in honoring and getting things up to speed with the Team Patreon supporters and being able to send out all the Shifter booster kits for everyone. So what I want to be able to do, here, let me just show you guys a bunch of buttons. I know you guys like looking at buttons, so this is a pile of buttons left over from all of the other ones that I had. This pile was originally like 5 times bigger. These ones I just haven't put into kits yet. There's some of the love ones. I'll show you guys those in a minute. I'm gonna pour those out for you. There's the free hug signs, and there's some crystal wraps in there. So right now, with where things are at, I have to be able to focus on certain things at a time, and right now the main focus is on being able to get out all the Shifter booster kits and being able to make all the buttons involved with that, make all the love ones involved with that, make all the crystal wraps involved with that, and we're almost at the point where it's good, where we're good, and then from there we're gonna be able to. I want to be able to start bringing back the regular team building broadcast, which is what you're going to see. And just jumping ahead of ourselves, stay tuned, because I want to be able to fit in a team building hangout this week. Actually, I haven't decided on the exact date. If anything, we may temporarily be switching it to Wednesday. We've done Wednesday in the past, but we may be switching it to Wednesday because right now I'm hosting physical Paradigm Shift London meetings, the local chapter that I help facilitate, on Thursdays, because that's the only day that the library is available. So it's just a little bit of a thing there. But stay tuned, because I want to be able to do a broadcast for you guys very, very soon to be able to get you guys back on track with being able to interact, because that's a big part of this project, is being able to have those digital sacred spaces. I know how important those are for a lot of you guys. It's something that I recognize as being important, and that's why within this, it's kind of been it's all right, let's just make sure we get the foundation, and then we're going to be able to jump in on that, because it wouldn't have been proper for me to keep doing the team building broadcast and then keep putting this stuff off to the side. Unfortunately, I can only do so many things at once. So this is a way to how to get things on track. And in the future, as the project evolves, and the feature's already there is the 24-hour access team building video chats that are available through the website, but not many people use them because we just haven't fully gone through the steps of directing people there. But that will be something that will be more sort of activated in the future. That's kind of a cool part about this project, is that things begin to activate more in the future. So again, these are the shift buttons. A lot of you guys are familiar with these. Again, each one is intended to be able to help accelerate the shift in consciousness. They have the Paradigm Shift Central website on it, and you give these as gifts. You wear them so that other shifters can recognize you. You be able to leave them in places so people synchronistically find them. And each one of these is the entire website in a single button. So each one of these is a holographic tool to be able to connect people with all of the media on the website, the Journey to Lucidity movies, the broadcasts, the future team building hangouts, getting them involved. And so, I mean, that is something you guys are already familiar with, but just in case, I know there's always new people tuning in. And then, so what I want to do for you, I want to just show you guys what, again, so this is behind the scenes to show you guys that yes, indeed, I have been working non-stop for the past month and being able to do all this. I'm just opening up the window. So these are the kits here that we're sending out. So there's those ones, and there's those ones, and these ones got the free hug signs already in them. Those ones I just have to put them in. But between these kits, where's my camera? Between these kits and these kits, there's about Just within this room, there's about 50 kits that have to go out, and then there is another package of stuff that I haven't put buttons in yet. So there's this amount of like these are another one. These are mostly supporters that signed up from September. So there's about 30 there, and those have to be filled up with shift buttons. So like my objectives are to make about another 1,000 shift buttons, but I'm exporting the production of that to a friend, but I have to hold off on buying the parts for that because right now the main thing for buying in terms of balancing the expenses is being able to send out the money for the shipping. So like, again, this is like, I know a lot of people aren't going to be super interested in this, but it's just, you know, for those of you interested in the details, each one of those kits costs about $11. So I mean, between the fact that there's like 50 here means that there's about like $500+ worth of shipping involved. And again, like a lot of you guys might just be like, whoa, okay, like what, this is crazy, where's that money and stuff? Like, the part of the Patreon, the way how we set it up, again, like I focused it around this idea of like giving, of how can we give, and the fact that it's like monthly donations is what makes this work. So people sign up for, again, for $3 or $5 a month. Links are in the top. We're working toward our way towards 900 in the next couple days as just like an objective to keep on track. And then the way how I set it up, like we are helping cover the expenses of shipping. So when people sign up, like I'm not asking them for pay for shipping. If they want to, they can, but like that's kind of the way how it works is that, again, so like people sign up for like $3 to $5, they get their shifter booster kit, which if it's a $5 plus package has like a value of like $70+. And then there's like the shipping on that. So each person who signs up, between like my money and like the team Patreon money, like it's all kind of like one and the same thing, is like being able to like, yeah, like there's about like $80 plus involved with like each person's kit that's going out. But the way how this works is that in the long run, through the monthly donations, that's where we begin to like stabilize and everything like that. So like right now I have about $450 in my bank account. The team Patreon donations are going through in about October 5th, and then from there I'm gonna spend at least like $600 on shipping, and save a little bit of money so that I can buy another 1,000 shift buttons, like parts, and then make those. And then, yeah, and there's a few more expenses. Like there's expenses on buying new polymer clay, because I'm running out of polymer clay. I still have about 30 shift wands, like love wands, that I have to make. So like there's like the crystals there for some of them. So like each, again, like this is like, honestly, this is just kind of like behind the scenes. So like the love wands themselves, you know, like depending on the crystal I get, sometimes the crystals cost like $5, and then there's like you know, between that there's like each wand is about like $8 worth of material, give or take. But again, I'm going to show you guys some of the love wands. So these are again, massage tools that we're creating and sharing with people in the community that, like, as a production value, you know, like have like sort of like a value of like, I would say, you know, like between like $20 and $30, just as like a piece of art and just as like a convenience thing for making them for people. So you can see like lots of different colors on them. This is a sodalite crystal. It actually like glows under UV light, which is pretty cool. And yeah, so again, these ones are going to be going in the kits in the other room. And then there's the crystal wraps too. So there's about, I think, how many do I have? I think I have about like 50 or so of the crystal wraps made. And again, like these are all handmade. I make these individually. And so like that's what, you know, people are getting when they sign up. Like they're getting all this stuff like handmade, which is like part of the process. But again, once like this is all part of the objective, and believe me, like it's working, but it just takes time. And that's kind of like, for those of you who've been tuned into this project, like the Patreon, like this has literally been something that's taken like a year to be able to like continue to build the foundation. But the objective in this is the fact that this is going to help sustain us for the future years, for 4 years, 5 years, decades, as we continue to raise more funds through the team Patreon. And then like that's where it becomes more automatic, and that's where, as we catch up with this, more of the shifter booster kits are going to be going out very instantaneously. Whereas right now, again, this is why I really, really, really appreciate you guys' support, because like, thank you so much for your patience. Like that is the most important thing for me to emphasize, because like I know like a lot of you guys have been like signed up for a while, and a lot of people have been getting their shifter booster kits. So those of you who have tuned in before, you know that we sent out like over 20. I've sent out about over 30. There's a couple moments when I sent out like last week. So there's about 30 kits that have gone out. And again, there's like over 130 people signed up for the Patreon. So, but we sent out ones before that. So again, there's still about 70 kits that I have to send out. So again, like that's where there's like, yeah, like over $700 worth of shipping. In that note, like that's where, again, you know, like if you guys want to help support individually with the shipping, you can do that through the links up above, through the single donations, or just even by signing up for the team Patreon. We do want to reach our goal of 900 as close as we can, as much as we can, within the next few days, because that's when the donations go through. And again, that's just keeping us on track so that next month we're reaching towards 1,000. And once we get up to 1,000, that's where I've like set this goal where it's going to unlock a feature for the community that will have like community shift buttons available for people who aren't able to afford them financially. So for people who may not be able to sign up for the team Patreon, our collective donation through the team Patreon creates a resource pool where other people can like get shift buttons without having to pay for them, because our collective community support pays for them. So again, the micro donations of the team Patreon, the monthly donations, it's a huge hack, but it's super effective. And it's this basic idea that when we all give a little, we all get a lot. So let me just check in with you guys again. Like, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for you guys like watching this in the future. Shout out to Jamie, Leah, shout out to Monty, Beth, and Simi, and Ashley, and Ken, and everybody else tuned into this. If you guys, if you guys have any other questions, please feel free to leave them in the chat. Other things, like, because I'm just going to keep talking about a few other things. Again, like the vision of this project, guys, like the vision of this project is like really evolving. There's so many aspects to this project, but that's like kind of what makes it cool. And it's also like, it's simple too, is that, again, you know, like focusing online along in the direction of the creation of conscious media, intentional conscious media, collaborative conscious media. And so like that's where what you're going to be seeing in the future, as again in the next coming months, as like things, as I'm not necessarily working on the Shifter booster kits, but I'm back into like working on videos and facilitating broadcasts. You're going to be seeing like a lot more new videos, a lot more like community created projects. I'm like sweating right now. A lot more community created videos, more of the team building hangouts, more of the regular broadcasts, global meditations, and also synchronized global events. So like as these Shifter booster kits are going out, you know, people are really getting inspired to use them. And so like more people are like engaging in free hug missions. And that's like big part of this. So for people who are doing free hugs mission, you guys know that like documenting it is a very powerful thing. And that's what I want to be able to encourage you guys to do. You guys know that this project started off with like me documenting the shift in consciousness from my perspective, but through doing this, it's inviting and inspiring other people to document it through their perspective. And that's what the main website is about. And the main website's still going to be evolving. Again, like there's a lot of things for me to do as I get caught up on this. Focusing on the website and doing some updates on that is going to be part of my next step. Updating the team map is going to be part of my next step. Journey to Lucidity 3 is going to be a part of the next step, which is going to be, I admit, working on Journey to Lucidity 3 is going to be a little bit challenging, because that's going to be kind of a simultaneous thing into addition of doing the team broadcast. Like, believe me, like I wish, and I'll have to play it by ear. I'll really have to, because I'm trying to honor about like, you know, like 3-4 project aspects at once. I need to honor the Journey to Lucidity movie creation, the team building hangouts, and the creation of like other videos on the side, and then just like back-end management and stuff. But like the Journey to Lucidity movie is something that I want to get done as soon as possible, because that's been like, you know, that's like over a year and a half since we've been kind of been waiting for it. And like I want to be able to finish that, because Journey to Lucidity 4, I already have the footage for, and I haven't started that either. And Journey to Lucidity 5 is going to be coming up in April, and that's going to be the conclusion of the saga. So like it's important for me to be able to get that done. But again, like ideally, I would love to be able to work on Journey to Lucidity 3 like without having to do anything else. Just purely focus on that for like a few weeks. But that's where it just comes into my management, where I'm going to have to like make sure that we're still taking care of other things. And again, there's a lot of other stuff that we're going to be working on in the next couple of weeks. As we update the website, we're also going to be focusing on the growth through Facebook social media. So that's going to be a big thing. So like what you're going to be seeing in the future is a lot more community featured videos. So right now, like I haven't been fully pushing that, because we're not fully activated on like the regular broadcast. I want people to be able to find out about the project for the first time and then go to the website and then see that there's a broadcast coming up that they can take part in, opposed to like coming now and then not having the broadcast and then kind of waiting and then maybe forgetting about it. So like we want the community to be like very engaged and active as people are finding out about it for the first time. So right now, like the Facebook page is at like 12,000 views or likes or whatever, you know, which is again, like that number is kind of arbitrary because evidently people are going to find out about the project one person at a time. And that's really what our main objective is to reach people one person at a time, opposed to trying to say like reach like 10,000, 100,000 or whatever. Because one person is like enough to create that ripple effect. So it's rather about creating that connection with one person at a time, opposed to just trying to like reach everyone like at once. And then through there, that's going to like invite more people to the team. It's going to invite more funds for the team Patreon. It's going to invite more creators. It's going to invite more people to help create physical paradigm shift communities. So again, like in addition to all of the stuff that we have mentioned, the main objective that is always going to be there, that I'm always going to remind you guys, is to be able to help create physical paradigm shift communities. And so it's kind of interesting because like right now, I've kind of like in this phase where I've started doing new meetings at the downtown library with where I am. We just started this, so it's kind of like a new chapter in Paradigm Shift London, actually. So it's kind of cool for me to go back to this experience and be like, okay, yeah, this is still possible, you know? So in the same way, like you guys can create the meetings where you are using libraries, using community centers, using parks, and again, just focusing on open-minded discussion, meditation circles, book the room, invite people, repeat, and have patience and have determination, and people will come out. And then do things like free hugs and shiftivism to reach out to people one-to-one on the streets, and then more people will be able to connect with that as well. So again, I just want to give a shout out to you guys. Shout out to Kyle, one of the admins for Paradigm Shift Delaware. Shout out to Stephanie. Shout out to Sylvie, and shout out to everyone who's tuning into this. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave them now. I'm not planning on making this a long broadcast. I would like to do another broadcast on the weekend that will be like an actual sort of Q&A hangout, like what we've done before, and it will simultaneously also be the Patreon team crowdfunding. Because again, guys, as a reminder, right now we're at about 850 for the team Patreon. We're working up towards 900, and again, that's just in terms of keeping on track. So like in terms of like this is just answering, and again, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to let me know. But in terms of like where the money is going, what you're supporting the evolution of the project. A big part of the project continuing is being able to support the time that I put into it as the director. So you guys know that like back in November, like I left my job ended, and then I switched back full time into Paradigm Shift, even though it had already been like full time prior to that. But there was a year where I was working another job. And now, like, this has been something that has been slowly growing. And, you know, it's kind of that idea is just, people are just like, you know, like, what? Like, how are you going to make a job out of doing this? Be like, I know how to do this, but it's going to take time. It's going to take patience. And it literally has been almost a year that we've been building this foundation. But the fact that we're like up to 900 a month is great, because that means that it's working, and we're going to continue to be able to build from that. So in terms of the money from like the team Patreon, what is it going into? It's going into me being able to support my livelihood in terms of paying rent. That's like basics. In terms of me being able to feed myself, again, because like it's an energy exchange. Like the energy goes into like me being able to continue to put energy back into it. It's an ecosystem. Beyond that, though, it's also for back-end website costs. It is also for the Blog Talk Radio. It is for Facebook promotions. It is for supplies for buttons, supplies for loved ones, supplies for crystal wraps, shipping costs, and again, like more and more stuff in the future. That's when it starts to get really exciting, because as the funds continue to grow, those resources continue to turn into more free shift buttons for people, more featured content through promotions, through Facebook and things like that. And also like being able to ... eventually hire people on to be able to assist me in like working as like management for the project, which is like something I want to do. So again, it's just like steps involved. A lot of people who are involved with this project, you guys know that like you guys are choosing to be involved as freely as you choose, you know, like it's the term volunteer isn't necessarily the right term, but you're doing this because it's something that you want to be involved with in that sense. So with that said, guys, again, you know, just reminding you guys that if you're looking to get the shift buttons, the best way to do that is through the team Patreon. Signing up for $3 to $5 a month goes a long way. You're placing a vote for what you want to see more of. And again, guys, like, yeah, like, it's, like, Journey to Lucidity 3. Like, that's, like, that for me is, like, that's going to be a big thing. And all of this stuff has to happen before that. Had to happen before that, before I could do that. If I did it out of order, it wouldn't have worked. So, like, again, you guys know me in terms of the sense that, like, yes, I'm very dedicated to this, and I'm also, like, very, like, following the flow of the intuition that comes through me, you know? Like, this isn't just, like, me trying to do this. This is, like, the universe coming through me in terms of having to do this. So thank you guys so much for your support, through your energetic support, through your emotional support. I know a lot of you guys say, like, be like, oh, I wish I could help you make buttons. That will be coming in the future. There are multiple people who have talked about getting button machines in the future. That is something that we'll be looking into more, because then we can have multiple people distributing buttons in different locations across the world. So, like, you can see, like, this project is evolving, and it's something that it does take time, but in the process of being patient with it, it's creating foundation. So I really want to encourage you guys to, like, create your art, create your videos, create your poetry, create your quest journals. My duty is to be able to help give you guys a platform to share that with the global community, because Facebook is just not really the best thing for that anymore. So, like, that's part of, you know, like, it's kind of, okay, like, I've been doing YouTube for X number of years. I've got, like, a couple thousand subscribers, 7,000 subscribers, even though it's kind of arbitrary, the numbers, honestly. It's, the algorithms are really weird these days. But again, like, it's just like, okay, like, I've, like, built my fan base. Now let me use my fan base to help build other people's fan bases. You know, that's kind of the thing. So it's just like, as the water rises, so does every ship. It's kind of like picking up a napkin from the top, you know, and as we lift it, everyone rises. So, like, I want to be able to, like, share the resources of the community to help give the average person, and average person isn't the right term, but, you know, anybody to be able to, like, create something knowing that they are sharing it, it is getting shared to a global audience. And, like, that's the thing, guys, like, with new videos and stuff, like, good quality videos, I guarantee you through, like, the back end work that I will be able to help your videos, like, reach, like, thousands of people. And that audience, and again, that's where building the Facebook audience is going to come in handy over the future, because more of that's going to continue to evolve. So again, we'll be talking in the team building hangouts where I want to give you guys, like, you know, I really want to begin doing instructional classes for you guys on creating conscious media, like, kind of as if, like, you know, I'm kind of like a professor in a college class or something, because that was one thing I wanted to do back in the day. I wanted to be, like, a teacher at, like, university, like, teaching, like, television broadcasts, because that's what I went to school for. But now it's like me taking that same concept and teaching it to you guys online, teaching you guys some of the tricks and tips that I know, some advice, some direction on how to create conscious media, on how to be gonzo journalists. So again, like, I may be the first Skull Babylon Neo Gonzo journalist, but through what I do, my intention is to help many and many and many of us become gonzo journalists, because gonzo journalism is a superpower. That is, like, something that you can use to, like, share the stories, to spark inspiration. Again, like, media is the message. Media is the medium for the inspiration, and inspiration is the fuel for change. So, like, that's our superpower, guys, is, like, seriously, like, creating media. And not just that, again, it's like building community, going out there, doing free hugs. And again, like, that's another thing in terms of, like, the Patreon support. A big thing that I want to be able to do continuously is to spend time downtown in my own city doing superhero stuff, doing free hugs, spending time with people on the streets, getting them food, things like that. Like, that, you guys might have seen this. I posted a video earlier in the week, and that's, like, kind of what I was doing. I was running some errands, and I was, like, interviewing people on the streets, and I, like, went out and, like, took some of them out for shawarma, which is something I've done before and everything. Your Patreon donations, like, actually honestly help support me in doing that. Like, that's kind of been, because back in the day, I'm just like, okay, like, how can I, like, literally afford to do this full time? How can I afford to do free hugs and to do videos and everything full time? The Patreon is what makes it possible. And again, like, that is building, And that's something where like it is sharing it and it is overflowing into the community. So thank you guys so much for your support for the team Patreon. It really is a team Patreon. It really is. And like the support that you guys are signing up for helps pay for like other people's shipping. It helps other people get shift buttons. It helps with like the ongoing evolution of the project. And again, like seriously, like, so between, let me just show you guys, because I know some of you guys were just tuned in. So again, like these are like the kits that I have to send out. So there's about like 50 kits in total that I have to send out. And then there's about another 30 that I have to pack, but I have to get more shift button parts to do that. But in total, my point is that between all of this, there is like about, I did the math, about like 4,500 shift buttons that we've recently put out into the matrix, which is a very powerful idea. 4,500, and that's an approximate. It's probably more. It will continue to be more. 4,500 individual seeds, individual portals for helping awaken people within the matrix. Because that's, again, guys, like I'll wrap this video up soon. And again, just a huge shout out to you guys. If you guys do have any other questions, please feel free to let me know. And I'm just wrapping it up because I got some stuff I gotta get back to. And we'll do more broadcasts in the future. But again, what I wanted to say is that like that is our objective, guys. Our objective, like, see, that's where I see the Paradigm Shift team as being a little bit different from other communities. I honestly, like, we're not the biggest community, and that's fine because we're focusing on like a niche market for those of us who hear the call. I honestly like think about the people involved with Paradigm Shift as being part of like a special forces tactical team. Those of us who are willing to like go into the streets, to go into the community, to go into Babylon, to infiltrate, to be hug ninjas, free hug ninjas, you know? And so like these are our tools. These are our weapons of mass consciousness, of like mass co-creation. So like each one of these is very, very, very powerful and is continuing to become powerful. And it's because, again, the website, and that links them right back to the project, and the website's going to evolve, guys. It really, really is. And like stay tuned, because again, another thing I want to do is like have like a mobile app in the future. So again, like the big part for me in this process is really trusting and being patient. If I jump too far ahead of things and we like just like try and do everything all at once and the foundation isn't there, that's how things collapse, so to speak. So like my duty, seriously, what I am called here to do is to really honor this project and to build it slowly and like securely and steadily in a way that like this coming year is going to be very, very exciting. Like you're going to see a lot more videos, a lot more team building hangouts, a lot more interactive like Destiny classes, the Dream classes, a lot more like viral outreach. We're going to be doing that. We're going to be making videos that are going to be like having like viral reach. And like it will be co-created videos as well. So there's so much that is going to be happening, and it's made possible because of our collective support. So again, thank you guys so much. Opening our hearts together. That's what it is, guys. Like this is a vote. This is about us coming together as a team and building that entire network of global paradigm shift communities. So again, if you're thinking about it, I highly encourage you to do it. You can be the person who helps bring people together in their community. It's not complicated. Go to the website, find out. It's not it's simple, and yet through that, it just takes consistency and it takes determination. And the determination comes as a result of the fact of knowing that you are part of a global team. So it may not necessarily be like, you know, some people are going to start having meetings and they may find that people won't be interested right away. You keep at it though. Adjust your tactics. Find other ways. Go out there. Do free hugs. Connect with people one-to-one. That is how it works. Even if your meetings are like 5-6 people, they will continue to grow. And like that's really you answering the call of being in service. You know, like that's, I mean, we haven't even talked about this, but it's just like, again, what is the shift in consciousness? For me, very simply, the shift in consciousness is something inside of all of us that is happening right now, very, very really, in which each of us, not all of us, but all of us have the potential to, are like awakening to bigger perceptions of reality, and through their self-empowerment, hope, love, compassion. This is how we change the world, guys. We change the world by like helping people change on a one-to-one basis. And I know you guys know that, and that's why it's powerful. And you guys showing up in your community is helping that. Like yesterday, you know, like there was a person, like that's kind of with restarting the meetings for the Paradigm Shift London community. I'm kind of intending to do that. I'm kind of intending to like meet people who are just getting into some of these topics for the first time, right? Like a lot of us have been talking about this shifty stuff for like over a decade in some cases, you know, but there are still people who are finding out about lucid dreaming and astral projection for the first time. And so like we are the bridge. That is like the most important thing. We are the bridge. So we are the bridge between higher conscious ideas and mainstream culture. If we choose to be the bridge, that is like the call to action. And again, so like the tools here help us do it in some very exciting ways. And again, guys, like you guys know that with when I go out on the street, like I think about what I'm doing as like very like superhero-esque. And I want other people to step into that. I want other people to start seeing that superhero inside of them, to see the power of free hugs, to see the power of the shift buttons, and to realize that like that is a very real superhero power. To go out there and to like show compassion, to shift people's paradigms, to invite them to connect, to have that one-to-one conversation. Your job as a superhero never ends. It's not just when you're on the streets doing free hugs. It is like the intention that you carry with you throughout your lifetime. So again, huge shout out to you guys. So a huge shout out to, I just want to read some of the comments here. Huge shout out to Harmony. Harmony actually just got her shifter booster kit the other day. So huge synchronicity on that. And Harmony, thank you for your support. Harmony has been involved with the Paradigm Shift community for, I'd say at least like 3 or 4 years now. And her support's been great. And she's been doing a lot in her community. So if you guys want to connect to Harmony, please feel free to do that. I apologize, Harmony, because I know your location, but I forget it off the top of my head because there's like 100 of them that I have to memorize. But Harmony, if you just want to say where you're located, please feel free to do that if you're in the chat, and then people can connect with you if they're in the area. Ashley is saying, how much until we meet our Patreon mark for the month? So right now, last I checked, we are at about 550 or about 546 or something like that. So our objective is to reach 900 in the next, theoretically in the next day, theoretically by today. But it's like donations start going through like at like the top of the month and stuff like that. So we're gonna do a broadcast tomorrow, and like that's where I'm gonna like try and like get more money for the team Patreon, because again, like that's like part of my duty is to like get the team Patreon. If I don't, like some people do that, they'll like have Patreons but they won't really engage, and then the Patreon just like won't go up. My duty, like seriously, as a part of this bigger project, is making sure that we keep reaching those goals with our team Patreon, because eventually down the road, again, slowly that team Patreon will be bringing in like over like 2,000 a month, which is, to some people, that may not sound like much, but for what I can do with that amount, for what we can do with that amount, that's a lot. And again, that's a lot of shift buttons to be able to like get out to people. So like that's continuing to fuel. The more the Patreon builds, the more the potential of this project continues to evolve, because it's all energy, right? And you guys know this. You guys, money and everything like that, it's all energy. How we transform it is like the very exciting part. So like that's that right there. Like that's like what the team Patreon donations turn into, right? And then they turn into like love wands, and they turn into crystal wraps and all that stuff. Harmony is with Paradigm Shift Washington. Thank you, Harmony. So if you guys just look at Paradigm Shift Washington, you can connect with her. And yeah, no, she's wonderful. Harmony, thank you so much. So, okay, guys, I'm gonna keep on the air just for another couple minutes. If you guys do have any other questions, please feel free to let me know. Again, you know, like in terms of the objectives, I would encourage you guys to like start thinking about quest journals that you can write. We're going to be reactivating the main website soon. Like literally, like ideally next week and everything like that. Again, I'm going to be shipping out a bunch of the shift buttons next week. Or sorry, not next week, this weekend. Unfortunately, like I said, I can't ship them out all at once just because the budget isn't there, right? Like it literally costs like $800, $700, $800 to like ship out all of the kits that we got right now. So like anybody who signed up in September, expect your kits to be coming early November, realistically, and everything like that. Because again, there's just like more parts. But as we do that, by the time we're in November, we'll be gold. We'll be gold, guys. And it'll be like right on sync with like 11/11. And like, oh man, I can't wait till Doctor Strange comes out. That's gonna be like, seriously, I feel like that's like a milestone that I'm working towards. It's like, all right, we have to like get everything ready for when Doctor Strange comes out, because as soon as that movie comes out, so many people are going to be like talking about lucid dreaming and astral projection in a very mainstream way. A lot more people are going to find out about astral projection after Doctor Strange comes out, which is like November 4th ish, right around November 11th. So let's get ready for that, right? So like when your friend goes to see Doctor Strange and then they come home and they're just like, hey, do you know anything about like astral projection or dimensions or anything? You can be like, I've been waiting for this moment, you know? So again, guys, yeah, like media creation, that's such a huge thing. And like, that's why it's very, very cool to be able to do this together, to help create media together. So I don't see any questions in the chat, which is totally fine. That's good. I you know, want to do my best to be able to answer that. Let me just show you guys how many free hug signs I have. Okay, so I haven't cut these, but this is like a box of like thousands of free hug signs, or not thousands, 1,000 in total. But I have to like, yeah, I have to like cut those up because I already cut some of them up, but I just have to cut more of them up. But yeah, so like that's like part of, so that's like, yeah, I got all the pieces here. I just need to buy more clay, buy more crystals, and buy more shift buttons, and then that will be enough to fulfill the orders. And then I just kind of got to wait for the budget to be there before I can send out things. Like I can't spend all the money at once because we need to like sort of partition it and everything like that. So I'm sure you guys understand and everything. So yes, whew, all right. Okay. If you guys, any last moment for any last questions, if you guys are watching this and you just want to show your appreciation, drop some 1111s in the chat, show some love for the entire team. And if you want to connect with people through this broadcast, please leave a 555 into the chat, plus your location if you want to do that. And then people who see 555, they can be able to add you as well. So, where's that free? Shakia, I'm not sure what you're asking. There's a free hug sign right there, though. So. Cool. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of like hang out here just for another minute, guys. I'll show you. Here's like one of the love wands. Yeah, and again, you know, like people have been like seeing how like promote these. Like they're encouraged for sensual massage purposes as well. Just for God's sakes, don't put this inside any bodily holes. It's just for like the massage on the crystal. I'm sure you guys are smart enough to figure that out. But yeah, you know, it's good to reach a wider audience that way. This one's kind of cool. It's got like the hematite on the top there. So again, like these are all like handmade, individually made with love. This is a emerald glass crystal. This one technically isn't, it's not technically crystal, it's technically glass, that one. Majority of all the other ones are crystal, unless they're opalite and stuff like that. Oh, and this is the light love one. So, if you guys do want to make like, again, like custom orders, if you guys like want me to make some like light love wands for you, again, I can do that to help raise money for the team crowdfunding. The light love ones aren't really for sale, but I do want to be able to sell them, again, to help raise money for the team crowdfunding. So again, guys, as we wrap up this video, just reminding you guys, ParadigmShiftCentral.com. If you haven't checked that out, check it out there. There's lots of stuff already on there. There's the Journey to Lucidity movies, the full-length broadcast, team building hangouts. Go back, check out the MP3s. You can download those, listen to past ones. If you haven't heard them before, they're new to you. Hundreds of episodes of Paradigm Shift, lots of quest journals, lots of conscious articles already online. And in addition to that, encouraging and inviting you guys, like that's a big difference. So like, in terms of crowdfunding, I would just give you guys a little tip here. There's a difference between, and this is like a big thing that was like a shift for me that I had to learn. There's a difference when you're doing crowdfunding between asking people for donations and inviting them to donate. Inviting them is like very energetically kind of a different signal that you're sending out. If you're like asking people for donations, you're just kind of like, I need your help, 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 help. And it's kind of like coming from this like place of lack. If you want to get technical about it. But if you invite them to donate, it's just like, hey, this is what I'm creating. I want you guys to be a part of this. You invite them to get involved. And then like, that's kind of like, it brings in a different energy. So like, just reminding you guys that you guys are invited to contribute your energy to this project. And of course, in the process, get your shift buttons. So again, like the shift buttons have been such a hack within this matrix. They in themselves are like such a beautiful form of alchemy because we've pretty much created like our own form of like commerce through these, you know, like these things have like a numerical value to them. You could trade a shift button for a sandwich, or you could trade it for like a bed to sleep in. You really, really could if you're traveling with those. They actually have real world value in them, and even if you want, you can like resell those when you get them for like $3 or $5 a piece. Honestly, you really could. So you could like get buttons and then like make money off of them. That's totally cool. If the shift buttons can help provide you guys like a little extra cash on the side, that's totally cool. And just to clarify, so for people signed up for the Team Patreon, you're gonna get, everyone who signs up gets their first shifter booster kit like as part of their sign up. Beyond that, it's asking people to like to be able to purchase the shift button kits, shifter booster kits individually after that, but every kit you purchase after that does have a bonus percentage into it. So you're still like getting like a really good value in that. So like that's kind of how it works. So again, like in the future, there will be that feature re-added to the website where people would just be able to order the buttons individually. Right now, they're only available primarily through the Team Patreon, but that keeps things focused and it allows like the entire system to continue to flow. So again, sacred commerce, ecosystem, these are the kind of words that I think about in terms of what we're building, in terms of like how we're able to move money around. And it was interesting because seriously, like back in the day, money was like something that I struggled with. It was something in terms of supporting this project. I was like, how do I do this? How do I do this? But then like eventually it was just like it started coming to me. I'm just like, wait, this is possible. And again, that shift was in inviting people and in the process of giving. Like that was my thing. It's just like, how can I give? How can I really give? And then through there, trusting and knowing that it's creating like this like form of like honest energy exchange that is supporting the project. But obviously it's going to require like a lot of work. So I mean, I knew that this is involved. I knew this was involved. And again, that's why I just want to thank you guys so much for your patience in the process of just like all the time it takes to do all the back end stuff. So again, guys, thank you so much for watching this broadcast. I'm going to wrap this up. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to be doing another live broadcast this weekend. We'll do like a Q&A kind of hangout party kind of thing. I want to say Saturday. It just depends whether or not I go out Saturday. It depends. Yeah. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So stay tuned for that next broadcast. And of course, if you want to make individual donations, links are up top in the PayPal to support shipping, even if you're paying for your own shipping. If you're getting a shifter booster kit and just want to be able to help pay for your own shipping, please feel free to do that, and I'll make sure yours gets sent out sooner rather than like having to like go through the order chronologically kind of thing. And then again, the Patreon, signing up for that is a huge way to be able to help us reach our goal of 900 by the end of this month, so that we can reach 1,000 or 1,000, 1,000 by the end of the next month, and then through there it will be 11,000 by the end of November. So that'll be very exciting. So guys, thank you so much. YouTube me at Skull Babylon if you may be new and you just want to check that out. Let me just invite you guys. Let's just do like a simple like breath meditation. I'll just invite you guys to just like do that, just so we can kind of align with some cool. Just gonna flip. There we go. All right. Just like inviting you guys to like join in a quick meditation for those of you watching, future or otherwise. So lots of talking, and after all the talking, after all the excitement, after all the energy, it's good to just kind of like just move into that place of calmness and stillness. So just inviting you guys right now, if you're joining in on this, to just relax and to just connect with the breath. Gentle inhales, gentle exhales, and just breathe here for a moment. And what I just want to invite you to do is really just feel the future. Literally feel the future. Feel the ripple of the future coming back and meeting you in this present moment. And that future can have a vibration to it, a sensation to it, one of optimism, excitement, opportunity, creation. The difference that you will make in other people's journeys by being a mirror for them, by inviting them to explore more of their reality. So just connecting with the breath, connecting with the future. And just connecting with all of us right now as a global team involved in this shared mission, this shared opportunity. Those of us who have heard the call of the Light Guardian, the call of consciousness, to be a part of this ongoing, very real story of helping assist and accelerate the shift in consciousness. One person at a time, one action at a time, one creation at a time. So just straighten up your spine a little bit more. Take a breath in here. You can just put your hands on your heart. And again, I just really want to honor you guys for being a part of this. I'm so glad that I found you guys again, knowing that this was always how it was going to be able to unfold. Just expressing gratitude for our past already being connected, and for many of us tuning into that feeling and that knowing that this was something that each of us chose to take part in. And even here we are remembering that agreement, whether it be directly between us as a team or just directly between yourself in your own agreement of how you can help show up, of how you can change yourself, and in turn share that change with the world. Who you are now and who you are becoming is your gift. And you are invited to share that, knowing that it too will invite others to share their gifts. And just seeing now that ripple effect, like a ripple from a single point of light. That light is you, that light is us, rippling out in your city, just a pulse of light, each one sparking every person that it meets, cascading like a wave in the ocean, pouring out into the world. And then at the same time, just moving our perspective back to the bigger scale of the world and just seeing all of these ripples of light just beginning to overlap, beginning to emerge to the point where the entire globe is just surrounded and encased in this golden white light. Knowing that each of us shifters from across the globe is a part of this process, is a part of that potential. And it's our shared efforts that make it a difference. Your actions are not yours alone. They are a part of the bigger teams. So as we make actions individually, collectively, we are making even bigger actions together. And so know that. Use the strength of the team as the strength to carry with you. This connection is what will give us, this connection will be that North Star for us to continue to be guided by, the North Star of the future, the potentials that already exist, and our intuition guides us into the actions that will lead us there. So just connect with your breath, seeing that white light around the globe, and just thanking yourself for being here, thanking yourself for showing up, really just giving that love to yourself. You are already a fifth dimensional being in a three-dimensional experience. You already are capable of experiencing and knowing through the lens of the fifth dimension. bringing that awareness into this space, to this plane, is one of the many gifts we are given. And so use that gift to help others awaken to their own. So allow your heart to sing, allow your heart to dance, create your art with your heart. Change this world through a single smile. So just take a couple more breaths here. Again, visualizing white light around the world. Just imagining us putting our hands around the world and seeing all the other shifters around the world, creating that grid. And so just continue to breathe. Bring your awareness to your breath. And just say together, just feeling this mantra as we conclude our meditation, saying, I am, we are, love is, infinite. Say that again if you'd like. I am, we are, love is, infinite. And one more for good luck. I am, we are, love is, infinite. And so gently here, allow this inspiration, this courage to encode itself into your very being. And go out there. The next time you leave your house, go out there with the intention to see what you can do. Maybe it'll just be one conversation. Maybe it'll be a smile across a bus. Maybe it'll be free hugs with some friends downtown. Maybe it'll be creating your art, creating your poetry. Whatever it is for you, maybe it'll be self-knowledge, learning. Everything is important. Carry the intentions with you, and you will always succeed. Because we already have. Oh. So slowly, when you're ready, bring your awareness back to your physical body. You can gently open your eyes and return your awareness to the space around you. Awesome, guys. All right, so thank you again, guys, for tuning in. Thank you again for being a part of this. Thank you again for being a part of this very exciting time here on Earth. These next few years are going to be very, very exciting. That is a promise. So, all right, guys, if you guys have any comments or anything like that, please feel free to leave them in the chat. Yeah, I gotta go, but stay tuned. We will be doing more broadcasts, and if you're seeing this through my YouTube, again, connect with me through Facebook at facebook.com/SkullBabylon, and if you're not on my YouTube, check it out at youtube.com/SkullBabylon. Sign up for the team Patreon when you guys can. That is greatly, greatly appreciated. We are going to reach our goal of 900 very, very soon. So thank you. Huge shout out to everyone, to all of you signed up, and for those of you continuing to sign up in the future when you can. Much appreciation, much gratitude. Let me just take a second here to breathe, and I'll just take a second here. Again, just giving you guys a huge shout out. Huge shout out to everyone who's tuned into this. Just going through some of the comments. Stephanie is asking, do you have a GoFundMe account? Stephanie, we use Patreon. The Patreon link is up in the top of this video. Patreon.com/Brendan Culleton, if you hadn't seen that. And yeah, awesome to see people leaving the 555s and the 1111s. Cool. Okay, guys, we're ready to wrap this up. As per usual, all the links are up top except for ParadigmShiftCentral.com. Check that out when you can. Create your profile. Create your profile on the main website. That's completely free. Just to clarify, that's completely free. Everything on this project is completely free in terms of like the base stuff, and then the Patreon stuff is like inviting you to contribute, and that's how you get your Shifter booster kits and everything. So that's a very, very important part for me, is to be able to like make this accessible and to keep all of the content free, and the Patreon allows that to happen, guys. So much love to you guys. So keep it shifty, guys. Much love. Please feel free to share this video. Invite people to tune in to the Paradigm Shift Central project. We'll be doing more team building hangouts in the near future, and stay tuned for ongoing updates and broadcasts. And again, thank you guys so much for your support. Sign up for the team Patreon, donate single amounts if you'd like, and just spread the love. So much love, guys. This is Brendan. Until next time, keep it shifty. I am, we are, love is infinite. I'll see you guys in the future. Happy Friday. Much love. Peace.